I cannot believe we're still having a conversation in 2022 about mystery or Neil Strauss or like Owen Cook or Julian Blanc or any of these guys who are like sort of the classic pickup artists of the mid 2000s. Because when we're talking about game today, it's like no one is teaching like old school PUA. Oh,
there's
anymore.
still some guys that do it.
Well, I mean, there's the grifters certainly are still trying to hanging on to loose ends there. But when I refer to game, I don't talk in terms of like say pickup artistry. I talk about the social skills that are applied to that, because I think PUA developed and evolved. If you move from like just aping behaviors into why does this work and how can I internalize this and why am I such a nerd and how am I going to be able to interact and present myself in a better way? How am I going to change my mind about myself? That develops into game in a practical sense. And so I think I've heard you talk about this with Justin on here. If your impression of like a guy who teaches game or a dating coach looks like Mystery from 2005 with the freaking, feather boa, the top hat and the elevator boots and the black nail polish, if that's your image of a guy who teaches game or is a dating coach and so that was 2005, man. Yeah. That was 17 fucking years ago. Okay. That is a lifetime ago. Yeah. And we still use that as sort of this caricature of, well, I don't want to have anything to do with PUA. And then I hold Justin's feet to the fire on this occasionally. It's like, it's the same stuff you're saying is stuff that the PUAs figured out way back in the day. Yeah. You just think it's more legit because it's like gentleman game, or it's like I'm authentic and I do this anyways. Well, they're aping that behavior already way back in 2002, and maybe they were inauthentic when they did that, but the behavior is still the behavior.
So the way I'd like to explain it is, if for those of you who watch soccer, European football, the inbound, right? The inbound is a skill that you need, but it's not all of soccer. Cold approach is a skill that you need.
Yes.
Cold approach is taught as if it is game. Cold approach is 2% of. Let me say it one more time.
2%. Yeah.
Go ahead. Send the hate my way. Go ahead. Send the hate my way. Cold approach is 2% of game. It is like, I'm really good at shooting free throws. Shooting free throws is not an NBA basketball team. Cold approach is 2% of game. Social circle, which includes social media, is 98% of game. If we want to talk about being attractive as a man, my ability to break rapport, my ability to connect with other people, my ability to lead a room, my ability to be charismatic, my ability to connect other people, my ability to take what I do and project it on social media to be ostentatious or not ostentatious, or to project a certain image on social media. These are actually the major parts of game. When I talk about the 3 things that pickup got wrong, number 1, the main thing was social media. They fucking completely missed the boat.
Yes.
Because I personally think this. I think a lot of pickup coaches knew their clients were weird and did not want their clients on social media exposing their weirdness.
It's churn marketing. Keep them in the churn.
The second thing I think they got wrong was logistics. I do not want to teach you how to meet women from your mom's basement. I want to teach you to start a 7-figure business, so we leave your mom's basement.
Get out there.
And the third thing that was the female teammates. The teammates, having women introduce me to women pre-selection. Like it's just one of these things where it's like, whenever I talk to pickup artists, they're like, let's remove the obstacle. That obstacle is the reason she's going to go home with you. The obstacle is the one who's driving.
Obstacle is the way, right?
She's driving the fucking car. There's no obstacle with me, bro. They're all gonna love me by the end of the night. That's the way I want to be. And if nothing happens between us, I still want to know you, dude. You know how many beautiful women I meet sometimes, and they're like, I can tell they're not interested. That's fine. Do you want to come on the podcast? You have 4 million followers. Fuck yes, I'm gonna have you on the podcast. Crystal, this is one of my favorite ones. Crystal Hefner is Hugh Hefner's wife. Her and I hosted a bikini competition back in like 2014, 15, 16. When we hosted the bikini competition, she would be like, we would text each other memes, funny memes. And she'd be like, hey, Michael, do you want to come to the Playboy Mansion for Midsummer Night's Dream? Fuck yes, I do. But pickup artists would be like, why didn't you game her? Hugh Hefner's wife, motherfucker. Yeah. Hugh Hefner's wife. Yes. Bro, Crystal, I love Crystal. Shout out to Crystal Hefner. She said, there's a beautiful, wonderful, charitable woman, a fucking incredible woman. And she would invite me to the Playboy Mansion. Of course I'm going to be fucking friends with her, bro. Of course. This woman is high status. Do you know, I have a friend of mine, Toy Hardy. Shout out to Toy. Her birthday's on Sunday. This woman has introduced me to so many billionaires, bro. Of course, this ability to connect. But we treat women like they're the enemy. And I don't. I love them, man. I love being in a hot tub with 12 women at the same time. Women make life beautiful. Women make life worth living.
I get that constantly. And of course, Andrew does too. Yeah. He made a big deal out of this. Everybody thinks Andrew is like this misogynistic, fuckwit, right? Yeah. And I'm like, no, he would not be doing what he was doing if he was truly a misogynist, if he was truly hate women. Yeah. Men who truly hate women aren't online. Men who truly hate women aren't going, oh man, she fucked me over, like, because they care. Their outcome dependent on on that rejection. Right. And so I've been doing this for about 20 years. I have met a handful of guys who I would say are genuine misogynists. But the reason why we keep saying like, oh, those guys are incels, those guys are misogynists, because it's the easiest 20th century definition that we can give to a guy who women wouldn't want to fuck, right? And so when I get called a misogynist, it's usually because I'm connecting dots or I'm asking uncomfortable questions and that they think they don't have any counter argument to those things. So the next thing out of their mouths is who hurt you, right? Or what was your growing up like? Or then you want to turn into armchair psychologist at that point and to reframe the debate at that point because they don't have a comeback to the data or the connections or the correlations that I'm making from the data. And then it's like, well, only an incel would have that question. Only a misogynist would try to connect the dots that you're connecting right now. And it's like, no, the data is what the data is. Yeah. What do you think about that? And when it conflicts with their belief sets and it conflicts with their convictions, that's when there's no other recourse but to turn you into an incel. By the way, there's no such thing as an incel, an involuntary celibate.
Yeah.
In 2022, if you want to get laid, you can get laid.
For sure.
Come to this state. Come to fly into Reno.
Go to the Bunny Ranch.
Fly into Reno. I'll take you to Mound House, Nevada. You give me let's see, finder's fee. So get $700. I'll take $200, and I will get you laid. You want to have a threesome? No problem. I will teach you brothel game in Reno, Nevada. You 100%. User satisfaction guarantee.
Brothel game. Bro, have you seen these dudes who go to South America?
You can get laid in the 21st century.
Have you seen these guys who go to South America or Central America or someplace in like Eastern Europe and they start talking about their harem of like girls that they got? And I'm like, bro, like it's what is it? Sexual arbitrage or whatever. I'm sorry, man. I don't blame people. I don't want to go too far in that, but like that whole thing is just kind of strange to me.